today. Again, if the knees are a bit more particular, then on your back, butterfly. So I'm going to place a block under my chest. I'm going to place a block under my forehead. I'm going to leave some space for my nose. And just kind of fall into that shape in a more supported way. And just start to pay attention to the rhythm of your breath without changing or altering its course. How does it feel to breathe? And in particular, how does it feel to breathe into the back of your body? And just for a moment, consider counting the length of your breath. Through the inhale and through the exhale. And invite some balance to the way or the length that you are breathing today. And then check in on your shoulders. Could they soften? Relax your jaw. Maybe soften your thighs. And as we move through our practice today, can we remember to breathe into the spaces that feel a bit more blocked, to not force them to open, but invite them to change. When we're working with strength, can we feel our power, not judge it, not need it to be different, but feel it and have a little bit of ease. And take one more really big breath into the back side of your body, widening your ribs, lengthening your spine. And when you breathe out, maybe open your mouth and just kind of sigh out everything. Walk the hands forward and roll the spine up, come into tabletop. And drop the belly, lift the heart, kind of move through that idea of cat-cow. But really sit in the sensation of breath. And as you move through cat-cow, for this one, I'd love you to rock forward as you round your back, push your palms into the ground, and kind of rock back as you arch. So we're loading the wrist a little more intentionally, and then we're moving that weight out of your wrist. Good. 2 more times. One more time, you're gonna rock forward, round your back, tuck your toes, and then arch your spine, pull your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And let's take our little dog on a walk. So we'll paddle out through the legs. As you shift your weight from right to left, explore really dropping the heel down and maybe even picking the toes up. And if you can pick your toes up with your heel down, can you spread them? And then one more time each side. And then find your way to that downward facing dog that feels best in your body. We'll lift up high into the heel, our toes, look forward. Then bend your knees, a little step walk or hop, nothing too fancy, front edge of your mat. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And fold and empty to let it go. And then breathe in and rise all the way up. And hands to your heart. Good, reach it high to the sky. And forward fold it out. And halfway lift, lengthen. Release. Bend your knees, press through your feet, rise up. And hands to your heart. And then just like that, inhale, reach high to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, drop the heart down low. And then halfway lift. Empty it out. And inhale to rise. And hands to your heart. Good, reach it high. Bring it low. And halfway lift. Down dog, step back. Nice and simple. Bend that right knee, drop your left heel. Really draw that right knee in towards your chest. Maybe pick that right foot up off the floor because you don't need it. And then figure out how to balance the weight on that left foot. Press your hips up high by pushing your hands forward. Good, right leg comes forward, pigeon pose, drop the shin towards the floor. You're gonna wiggle that left leg back and then sink the hips down low. If you need your block, go ahead and prop it up under your right hip. Let's come up to fingertips. Roll your shoulders back and lift your heart through. Now, all I want to think about at the moment is that my hips are steady and I'm going to move my shoulders. So I'm going to roll them forward, up and back and down. So can you roll the shoulders and you can tip your chest. There's no right or wrong there. Just create a little bit of movement. And then as you roll the shoulders back and down, stay there, puff your heart up, pull the chest through the gate of the arms. Press a little more through that right shin and pull right thigh bone back and left hip forward. So a little more active in that pigeon. And drop the hips to the floor, turn towards your left leg, draw your right foot in towards left thigh, left leg straight and strong, sit your chest up tall. And then fold towards your left thigh, but you're not going to stay, okay? Inhale, sit yourself back up. Let's point the toe. And then exhale, fold with a pointed toe. Good, sit back up, flex your foot. And then lean towards that left thigh, stay. Left arm could reach forward towards your toes. Right hand might follow suit. Pet your cat, if it's nearby, it's part of the pose for sure. So heart pulls through, shoulders roll back and down. That left knee can absolutely have a bend. I want you to notice what you feel. If you're really rounded through that lower back, I want you to think about bending that knee and sticking your bum cheeks a little higher to the sky. You can drop your forehead. I can't really do that and talk too often, but you can. Good, one more breath here. Right hand's gonna circle up, back behind your hip, and then swivel up. Left leg long, left arm goes over your head, breathing to the left side of your body. Press that right hand forward, reach that left arm above your head. Really try to engage through your glutes. Good, left hand down, downward facing dog, step it back. And then bend that left knee. Drop your right heel down. Think about finding that push of your hands forward. And then maybe pull that left foot up off the floor. You don't need it. Find that weight distribution through that right leg. Hands are active, arms are active. Maybe you can unleash your tailbone slightly. Good, left foot comes forward, pigeon pose this side. As that right leg comes down, walk it back. Take the load out of that left knee. Make sure that that feels comfortable as your first and foremost. And as you lengthen that right leg out, find that engagement. Push through the top of the right foot. Press gently through that left shin bone. And then find that roll of your shoulders. Just move them. They don't have to go in one direction this time. They could find a little bit more shifts. I want you to feel as if your shoulder blades are gliding around the surface. Good. Then pull the shoulder blades back and down. Really try to draw your chest through. Rock that right hip forward, left thigh bone back, and then press a little more firmly through that left thigh. So a bit more active in that pigeon. Good. One more breath. Let's sit the hips down, roll towards that right side, bring that left foot inwards. Take a breath in, and then exhale, lean towards that right foot. Good, then lift yourself up, we'll point the right toes, and lean the heart through. And then again, find that lift up, flex your foot, and then lead your heart towards that right leg. Hands can follow, they can touch the ground, pulling the chest through, squeezing the shoulders back and down. Always feel free to bend that right knee as much as you need to. I want you to feel that there's even that sense of stretch or length into your spine. Good. So I will want your blocks in a moment. If they are nearby, make sure they're accessible at the front edge of your space. Let's lift the heart back up. Bring that left arm back and over, hips lift, right arm lifts, breathe into the front of the right. Press your hips forward. Reach with the right hand. Make an extension of your right baby toe. And then this is really that change. Hips come down. You're going to take your legs and swing them forward. Grab the blocks and roll onto your back. If you don't have blocks, you don't have to use them, but I find it just a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to take the blocks on the long edge and plug them between my hamstrings and my ankles. You can point or flex, but I can't hold them and a flexed foot. So my suggestion is point your toes. Really create some grip into the ankles. And then knees are tendency to be right up over the chest. I'd love you to float them forward more. When that happens, plug your lower back into the earth. Good. And then really simple, right toes tap the floor and right toes lift. It shouldn't feel overly challenging and lift. What I want you to do is keep that lower back flat and push between your heel and your hamstring. So it's more to stimulate the nervous system. My left side has a harder time than my right. It just feels a little bit more challenging there. Arms reach up. Continue to toe tap. As you continue to toe tap, let's curl head, neck, and shoulders up off the floor. And then as you lower, this time your right leg down, I don't want it to come up towards your chest as much. So a little bit less of a lift than left toe, little less of a lift. And by now, we want to feel that we're activating a little bit more through our abdomen. So let there be a shake if you can create that shake. Curl your shoulder blades up off the floor, continue to toe tap. As you toe tap, the knees are going to want to come in closer to your chest. Try to keep them lower. That's where your challenge is. And then let's see if we can synchronize some upper body movement. So as my left leg lowers, I'm going to crunch up higher. And then I'm going to reset. And then right, crunch up higher and reset. So my big toe taps and I crunch up more with my upper body. That's the key. And then as they come back up to me, you lower slightly. Okay? Can you do that for about 10? Keep it working. Keep your core focused. Try to breathe into what you feel. Try to notice what's happening in that quiver in your core. And the knees are going to creep in closer to your chest. You're going to try to fight them closer to the floor. So less movement, more ab challenge. Good. One more time. I want you to lower both. Hold right there. Upper body, pulse it, pulse it. Hold those toes close to the floor. Don't let them fully touch. Crunch through the upper body. Leave your legs where they are. 4, 3, think about breathing and pulling hips and ribs together. That last little one, you're going to hold at the top in just tiny little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7. Think about that crunch through your exhale. 3, 2, and last one, let it go. Remove your blocks, but keep them nearby. You're going to rock and roll up and down the length of your spine. Go for 3, get some momentum. 2, and then rock and roll it up, tabletop. Soften your belly, lift your heart. Exhale and coil and round. Good, soften your belly, lift your heart. Exhale to coil and round. One more time, belly soften, hearts lift. And then through neutral spine, belly button up into the back. I'm gonna take that block one more time, long edge between my ankle and my hamstring. Nothing else has changed. See that space between my calf? I want that. It's right up towards the seat of my glute. I say that because sometimes it looks like this and it's much harder to hold there, right? Belly button in, push your hands into the floor, spread your shoulder blades, lift that right leg up. I'm squeezing the idea of my heel into my bum, and I want to keep my knee in line with that hip for now. From here, can I find a little lift upwards? In that tiny little lift upwards, nothing else is changing. Keep trying to push your heel into your butt. Get the hamstring to fire, particularly that top range. Good. If you can, try flexing the foot. It'll just change it a little bit. 3 with a flex foot. It's harder to balance the block. Last one, point your toe, push that heel in further. Little tiny lifts. Good, one more. Take the right knee into your chest. Out to the side, circle it up and back. Right knee in, nothing else is moving. Out to the side, circle heel up and back. One more time, knee comes in. Out, circle, hold, and then tuck your left toes under, downward facing dog, right leg is high. Good, now lower that right knee to meet your left thigh. No big whoopee ding, drop your block. Yeah, the right foot lowers. Roll it forward towards plank. Good, your knees should be just wider than that block if it landed in the center. And then chaturanga, lower yourself towards the floor. Inhale, roll your heart up, cobra. Exhale and soften the heart back down. 2 more times. Use the muscles in the upper back. And lower, press through the tops of your feet, engage gently through the glutes. 1 more. Good, child's pose. Stretch the arms above your head. If that's uncomfortable, take them wider or bend your elbows. Think about activating a little more length through your spine by engaging this idea that your hands could pull in towards you and push away from you. So you can kind of play with this push-pull, which creates a little bit of elevation through your shoulders. Lovely. And then tabletop. Soften your belly, lift your heart. And coil and round. Belly softens, heart lifts. Coil and round. That's it. One last time. Belly softens, heart lifts. Neutral spine. Block goes in that left leg between heel and hamstring. Belly button pulls in and up. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Activate this idea of dragging your armpits back. Lift that left knee up. Hold right there. So I'm looking to figure out how high the left leg can go before I end up dropping my spine. I want to keep that belly button up and really squeeze. Then push the heel in and pulse. Little up and down, making sure the spine isn't moving. In that little up and down, do I feel like I've balanced the way I can push my heel into that block? See if you can activate that a little bit more. For those of you that can, try flexing the foot. It's just for 3. It's a little bit harder in this organization. 2. And then point again and keep pulsing. Belly button up, press through your hands, drag back with your wrists. 1 more time. I want to feel that my left hamstring is working. Hold it. Good, knee in. Out to the side, rotate heel up and back. Knee in. Out to the side, rotate heel up and back. 1 more time. Hold it up and back. Tuck the right toes, send the left leg up high. Good, left knee meets right. Kick the block, if you can, off to the side. Ooh, close. Pedal out your legs, move stuff around. And then heels up high, look forward. Bend those knees, step, hop, or float front into your space. Halfway lift, lengthen your body. Fold and empty, let it go. Inhale to rise, come all the way up to stand. And hands to your heart. Good, so this one might be new. And I want you to know that it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna sit my bum back. We'll start really slow. Then I'm gonna reach my arms out to the right and swing my hips to the left. I'm gonna take that left hand or left wrist and I'm gonna drag it a little further to the right and breathe into the left side of the body. And then we're gonna inhale and come up to stand. So exhale, sit your bum back, reach your arms to the left. Take a breath in, catch your right wrist, drag. Try to push your hips out to the right as you reach your hands out to the left. And then kind of breathe into the right side of the body. And then inhale up. Exhale, sit back, reach to the right. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach a little further. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, sit down. Breathe in. Stretch further. Inhale. Exhale. Catch wrist. Sink further. Rise up. Sit. Reach. Stretch further. Center. Forward folds. Halfway lift. Right leg goes back a little bit less than a high lunge. Hover the knee up off the floor. Then inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And I want that knee to hover if you can. Pull the hip under, squeeze that right glute. If it needs to touch the floor, totally go for it. Inhale here. Then exhale, open and twist to the left. Inhale, center. Catch the right wrist and exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Catch the wrist and lean. Good, one more. Twist, woo, hold. Drop the right knee, right elbow, left thigh, left hand to the heart. Push the palms together, radiate the heart up higher. Roll the shoulders back and extend through your heart. Good, one more breath. I want to pop that right knee up off the floor. And then skandasana, move towards that right leg. Once, hold here. Sink deeper into your thighs. So those hands can come down low. I want the butt to start to sink. Widen the stance if you want to. Get your hands on blocks if you'd rather. And let's keep that left hand on the floor. Now reach your right arm high to the sky. And then exhale and bring your right elbow down to meet your left. Bend that left arm if you can. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, come under. Good, once more. Reach it under. Reach it up. Good, warrior two, front edge of your space, left foot is forward. Inhale, exhale, reach that left arm up and over. As you exhale, cartwheel, both hands down towards the floor. Swing that left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hip. Kind of think about squeezing into that imaginary block. Left toes touch down. Good, right baby toe active, lift your hips. Reach that left arm above your head. Push your hips to the left, engage with your right arm. Good, hover that left foot if you can, and left foot steps forward. Left leg straightens, hands can be up in blocks. Hearts forward, shoulders back. And then here I'm just gonna find a little knee bend into the right, and I'm gonna straighten my right leg. Bend the right knee, straighten it out. Bend, hold it there. Now flex the left foot up and down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. That last time, hold the lift. Pull the heart through. Now hug your thighs. Right hip forward, left thigh back a little bit. Have this idea of trying to untuck your tailbone just a tiny bit, maybe even engage your glutes. Then spring forward. Halfway lift. Empty it out. Rise up. And hands to your heart. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Exhale, forward folds. Halfway lift, left leg goes back, knees gonna hover. Then reach those arms up. I wanna pull hip and rib together. Squeeze that left bum cheek. Find the engagement there. Remember, drop the knee if you like, take a breath. And then exhale, twist open. Inhale through center, catch the left wrist, and exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist open. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean. Again, twist, holds. Drop that left knee. Find that left elbow just outside of the right thigh. Hands to your heart, turn the heart open. I want to notice that right shoulder and loop it back. Find the idea of bringing your heart up to your thumbs. And then breathe into the left side body. Pop that left knee up off the floor. One more breath. Skandasana, turn towards the left thigh, straighten the right leg. And then little pulses. Just see what it feels like to move in and out of the inner thigh. Make your knee track the direction of your toes. Hold where you feel like this makes the most sense for your body. Right hand down, left arm up. Exhale, twist. Inhale to reach. Exhale to twist. Good, reach it up. Bring it down. One more time, reach it up. And then towards that warrior two, come on up. Inhale, exalt, reach your right arm up and over. Then cartwheel both hands down, right leg swings up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open up through your hip. Stay there, drop your right toes back. Hips forward, hearts elevated. Reach with that right arm if it's there for you. Think about powering up the things that touch the floor. Hover that right foot. And then think about lifting that right knee up high. We'll step that right foot forward. Take a breath in and then straighten out that right leg. Could be a little or a lot. The left leg is gonna do the work. You're gonna bend and straighten. So when you bend, think about your knee still tracking your hip bone. When you straighten, think about your heel coming down and maybe your toes lifted up. Keep the knee bent. Lift the right foot. Keep that heel dragging down. Right foot lowers, right foot lifts. Lower and lift. Good, hold the lift, take a breath, and then lean forward, step forward, let it go. Halfway lift, empty it out. Inhale to rise. And take your hands to your heart. Good, reach it high to the sky, big breath in, back bend if you like. Then forward fold, take it all the way down. Lengthen your body. Step back, downward facing dog. Skip it if you don't want it. Roll forward into your plank. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, rolling the shoulders back, pulling the chest through. Downward facing dog, hips drag you up and back. So this is just straight movement. Let's take that right leg high to the sky. Good, right foot steps forward, warrior one. So left foot at a 45 as you rise up. Shorter stance makes a little more sense, wide helps. Then as you exhale, hands down, step back, flow through a vinyasa or stay in down dog. So that vinyasa might mean that you move all the way through your plank, chaturanga, up dog, cobra. It might mean that you move into plank and back into down dog. Left leg goes high. And left foot steps forward, warrior one, rise up, inhaling breath. Think about engaging through your buttocks as you reach your hands. Then hands down, flow through whatever it is that you want to create there on your mat. This is your rhythm, your flow. Try not to make it hurried and try not to avoid anything that you might find along the way. Take a nice big breath left, lift your heels high, bend those knees, step, hop, or float, front edge of your space. Halfway lift, lengthen. Fold and empty, bend through your knees, push through your feet, rise all the way up and offer a little bit of a lean back at the top. Then exhale, dive forward, let it go. You're gonna do the same thing again, halfway lift. Down dog, you can step, hop, or jump back if you wanna take those vinyasas that way. You have a couple of breaths before we come into that down dog. There we go. And the right leg goes high to the sky. And that right foot steps forward. Exactly the same thing, warrior one, inhale. Hands down, and then maybe add in that option of the three-legged vinyasa if it's your cup of tea. And the left leg goes high. And that left foot steps forward. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back, flow through if you want to. What do you want to create as you move? And then we're going to drop the knees to the floor, sit back towards the heels and bring your hands to cover your heart. Just pause. Just take a moment to slow things down. And if your thoughts are getting in the way of your experience, refocus on your heart, on your breath. Good. So a block, if you want to, will add in a little bit more play. It makes it more challenging. So hands reach forward, block reaches out ahead, sit up tall. Then press your hips forward, engage through the buttocks. I want that long front line to happen in the hip flexor. It's just like the stretches we were doing in those lunges. And then lean back until your lower back wants to give it up, and then sit back up tall. Good, lean back, push into your baby fingers. In fact, why don't we open the palms up if we can? Good, lean back and pull ourselves up. If you can go way back and do a couple less. Good. Now in this last one, lean back, hold, squeeze that bum, knot your ribs down, reach your arms up, then bend your elbows. Try to push the forearms up above your earlobes. Get the fingers to spread. Beautiful, then bring it down. I want the same setup with the blocks. Palms up, thumbs out, crushing the side of the block. Tuck the toes, lift your hips. Dolphin pose. So imagine that there was a band strapped between those elbows, and those elbows can't really open up wider than the shoulders. Of course, if they need to, that is what it is, but you're gonna try not to. And then you push your forearms down. You get a little bit of spread into that upper back. Maybe lean forward, bring your nose towards the block, and then press out of it. Lean forward, make sure those thumbs are still out, and push back. Can you do that 2 more times? Your bums are up, you're in dolphin pose, you're engaged into the upper back. Now, could you hold that idea of nose towards your block? Do not rest on your block, hold there. Could you feel your hips are lifting out of your armpits? That there's strength and stability in the sides of your waist. Downward facing dog. Move the block, pedal it out, heels up high. Bend those knees, step, hop, or float, front edge of your space. Halfway lift, empty it out. Then inhale to rise, and hands to your heart. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Forward, fold it out. And halfway lift. Right leg back, knee to hover. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center, catch the right wrist. Exhale, lean. Inhale, twist left, exhale. Stay here. Reach the left arm towards your right hip and reach that right arm above your head. Drop the knees, stay in the shape. Then right elbow, left thigh. Left hand follows. Push into your palms, lift through your heart. Pop that right knee up and really try to press that thigh into the ceiling. Skandasana towards that right, stay there. Left forearm or left hand down, right arm high to the sky. Now, as we exhale, right arm reaches under towards the left toes. Inhale, back up. Exhale, reach under. Inhale up. And now travel. Warrior two, front edge of your space. Inhale, exalt. And we'll cartwheel. Hands down, left leg up and back. Bend that knee, open the hip. Option to tap it back. Option to lift up higher. Left knee up higher. Downward facing dog will work. Start to step that left foot forward. Take a breath in. Straighten it out. Rebend that right knee. Lift your left toes. Hold there. Shoulders pull back. Heart pulls forward. We got this. Then you're going to step forward. Legs soft. Halfway lift. Empty it out. Inhale, rise. And hands to your heart. One more time, bend your knees, sink your hips. Forward, fold it out. Lengthen. Left leg back, knee hovers. Arms up. Twist open. Center, catch the left wrist. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale. Twist, exhale. Stay there. Right hand back. Left arm comes up and over. Remember, you can drop that knee. We're going there anyways. Try to breathe into the left side of your body. Left elbow, right thigh. Left knee lowers. Hands to your heart. Press into your palms. Find that lift. That left leg, if it can elevate, it's strong. Push it up into the ceiling. Skandasana. Let's pivot. Hold. Right forearm or hand, left arm high. And then bring it under. Inhale it up. And bring it under. And once more, then warrior two. Exalt. Cartwheel those hands down. The right leg goes up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hip. If you're dropping it back, go for it. Otherwise, stay in that down dog. Good. Right leg is going to try to lift. Set your gaze and then step your right foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, straighten, bend that left knee. Lift your right toes. Breathe into that right leg. This time we're not stepping forward. So rebend the right knee. Drop the left knee, sit back. Hero's pose. Hands to your heart. Chest lifts into your palms. Hips up. A little bit wider than hip distance often feels better. Engage through your core. Use that lift in your lower belly. Total option. You don't have to go far. Right arm up, then circle it back and try to touch your right toe or right heel. Circle it back up. Good. Left arm up, circle it back, tap left heel. Lift. Hips are going to try to stay forward. Let's do that again. Right arm up and over. And lift. Left arm. And lift. Now this time that right arm's going to swing back and stay. Right hand towards the heel. Press the hips forward. Now take that right side of your lunge and lift it up. Left arm goes up above your head and then bend that left elbow. You can turn your chest slightly right if it doesn't get grumpy in the lower back. Toes under gives you a little more space. Then head back, heart up, and can we breathe into that left side body? Make space from your elbow to your knee. Beautiful. Pick it back up. Use your spine. Hips towards heels. Take a pause. Notice left side to right side. Try to find length in the two sides that feels similar before coming into the other side. Good. Lift it up. Left arm back. Toes can be tucked, remember. Press your hips forward. Lift your right armpit out of your right hip socket. Then maybe reach that right hand back. When it comes back, let your head go back a little more. But I mostly want to think about pulling my elbow over my head to elongate that line. You can play with your angles. Engage the glutes a little bit at least. Okay, and then open it up, breathe. And pick it back up. Lower hips towards heels. Hands to thighs. Take a moment, take a pause. Try to refine that length through your spine. Awesome. Forearms down. Toes tuck. Knees lift. Forearm plank. The intention is to reset that back bend. So I want to drag my elbows back and intentionally think about pulling my hips forward. I'm going to draw the glutes slightly under. I'm going to press the elbows into the floor so I feel like I'm spreading the upper back a little bit. And then can we drag the outer edges of the armpits into the rib cage? Light up that lower abdomen. Pull the belly button up tighter into your spine. Then lower everything to the ground. Take a breath. Hips heavy, legs long, forehead rested. Right arm out to the side. Okay, higher might be interesting. Lower is a little bit easier for most bodies. Do not go further than you need. Nothing sharper shooting. If you've done this before, walk your pelvis, your legs and your hips to the left first. Then roll to the right, and it should be deeper. Okay, the more stacked I bring my spine to my chest, the more stretch is available to the right shoulder, right arm. Head can rest, left hand can push against the floor to deepen the stretch in the right side. Good. Roll back onto your belly. Right hand back by your sides. Shift your hips towards the right. Extend that left arm. I got to go way over because I think it's touching my wall. And then roll. Left side down. Head is relaxed. You can absolutely use a block to bring your head onto. Again, I don't want to feel anything sharp or shooting. And I might want to keep external rotation there in the shoulder just for that extra little bit of safety. So you want to think about the bone of your shoulder rolling back just like we were doing in those cobras. Your right hand can serve. You can either lean into it to lessen or push with it to deepen. And then roll onto your tummy or to your side and lift yourself up. So you can be facing whatever side you like. I'm going to face you just so that you can see a little bit more of where we're going to go. We'll take this in stages. You're going to bring that right ankle and hook it over your left thigh. So you've got this lovely little figure four. But I'm going to grab my foot and my knee with my elbows. So my left elbow has my right foot and my right elbow has my right knee. Okay. Then what I want to do is push the baby toe edge of my right foot more firmly into that left elbow crease. So there's a bit more dorsiflexion there. And I'm going to try to pick the right foot off of the left thigh. And then for a lot of us, we'll round our back. Let's sit up nice and tall while we do this. Okay. And then you can, as we like to say, we can rock the baby. So your lovely hip is your baby. The left leg can always just extend out if you feel like it's in the way. Now I'm going to keep the baby toe edge of my right foot snuggled up into my left armpit or left elbow. And I'm going to release the right arm. And that right arm is going to come down towards the right hand side. I'm going to just rock towards it. And I'm going to rock out. And so what I'm looking for is the outside of the glute muscle. I can come down onto my forearm. I can lean in any direction that feels right. So I want you to go exploring the outer edge of your right hip. If anything gets sharp and shooting and kind of travels down the outer edge of your right leg, just stay off of that, work around it. Make sure we're not on nerves. So see what you can find, be really patient in that journey. I'm going to give you two options from here. So if you want a little bit more, you're going to explore with me in a second. If you want a little bit less, I'm going to invite you to come down onto your back. So I'll start you off there. If you're coming down onto your back, the right leg could be the same setup, or you're going to come into like a half happy baby, okay? And then you're going to explore straightening out that right leg at some point. So that's where you'll be on the floor. If you're up here, we're going to take the right hand, same thing, baby toe edge of that right foot, and we're going to kind of bow and arrow, pull that back, okay? And then let it come forward. Then as it goes back, I want to think about my right knee maybe going outside of my right shoulder. And the next time I pull back, I'm going to catch it with my left palm. And I'm going to take my right hand to catch my right calf. And I'm going to invite that right calf up onto my shoulder like a backpack. Okay? And then from here, round your back. Make yourself a little snuggly. Right elbow sticks out to the side, right fingertips to the floor. Left hand flips on top of my right foot to catch baby toe. And then I might explore extending the right leg out. Maybe left leg too, maybe not. Okay? So it's a little bit more of that compass pose. The shoulders and the hamstring have to be willing to say yes. Okay? And you can bend and straighten and you can explore, and it can stay here. It can stay on your back, or it's that compass pose. Good. Let's place that right foot on the floor. Hands back behind, left leg hooks over right. Sit your chest up. Take a moment. My left leg is a heck of a less cooperative than my right on some of these things. So if it wants to, great, go for it. If it's feeling like it's more challenging, whatever side that is for you, that side needs more attention, not less. But don't force it. So we start by seeing how it feels. Pick that left leg up. Push the baby toe edge of that left foot into your right elbow. And then left hand off to the side, and you're going to explore rocking in and out or around on that left glute. So there's no right or wrong. You're looking for sensation. The only thing you're going to be cautious of is anything that feels tingly, because that's nerve. We don't need nerves, right? So go for the glutes, go for the big muscles, go for weird angles. Maybe pause if there's something that's particularly interesting on this side, be there, breathe into that. And then as we progress, know that you don't have to progress. You can, well, you progress in your own right. You might come down onto your back, you might keep it high. You do not need to take it all the way with me. So we'll sit up nice and tall. We come back. The left hand takes the left baby toe and kind of bow and arrow pulls it back and then push it forward. We're just seeing where that external rotation might lie. And then the next time it pulls back, maybe hold it there. Switch the grip. So left hand takes the calf if you're with me in compass. Right hand takes right baby toe or left baby toe. There's a rounding of the back. The elbow snuggles in. Hand reaches out. And then maybe I extend that left leg up and over. And maybe I choose what to do with the right as well. So it really depends on what you need. If you're here, this can also be nice with the right hand on the baby toe edge of that left foot. I think we did that last week. And the chest is up. And there's a squeeze of that left thigh kind of in. And we'll come back to center. For those of you on your back, just stay. We'll roll onto our spines and draw the knees towards the chest without rounding the back. So just bring them in. And then hands onto shin bones and weight the thighs. So it's child's pose on your back, essentially. And your arms just work like a little added resistance. Draw those legs together. Shift your hips to the right, we'll say, because I just want to demo more for you, and drop your knees off to the left. Off to the right. So hips went left, knees went right, or whatever works for you. So the options are that you're going to land here, and this is lovely. You'll just be going to twist. Maybe there's a block between your thighs. I want you to relax the outer line of your left hip, so no floating legs. If you just want to stretch that outer glute, bring your left knee to be lower than that outer left hip. If you're feeling comfortable, I'm going to shift my hips more center. Bring that left leg over so it rests on the floor. Catch the top of the right foot and then draw the right knee more centered to my heart. Then holding that left leg heavy, I'm going to roll the left shoulder back and squeeze my right glute. So my right heel is close to my right hamstring. I've actually bent my left elbow a little bit. I'm squeezing my right glute and pressing it forward. And then I'm twisted through my chest. My lower back is actually fairly neutral. Release the lower leg and come back onto your spine. Shift your hips and drop your knees to the other side. Pause. Check in. Wherever you're going, take your time getting there. It's like a road trip. Enjoy what you find along the path to your destination. Can you be here and not really arch that back? So I'm pressing my hips away from my right shoulder. Now right arm gets heavy, but it doesn't need to touch the ground. The right leg is resting. And I'm breathing through the right side of my body. I try to breathe down into my left knee. Release the foot. Untangle the body. Shift your weight to your mat. Lengthen out through your spine from the back of your head to the tip of your tail. And then see if those legs want to go long and wide. Shavasana. Can you close your eyes? Shuffle some length, some balance into your body. Imagine you could breathe all the way down into your toes. And then for a moment, invite the exhale to be a little longer than your inhale. And for those of you that are comfortable doing so, I want you to take a moment and feel for the space between your sit bones, really to feel for the pelvic floor. And when you inhale, know that your lungs start to press down, the diaphragm starts to get bigger, takes up more space, and that space between your sit bones should have a sense of expanding, of widening. And when you exhale, that space should move in and then up. As the breath leaves the body, the pelvic floor lifts. And if you can't feel that, spend some time maybe visualizing. Take one more full and deep breath in. And one more exhale out. And start to create a little wiggle to your fingers and your toes, to your ankles and your wrists. Then stretch the arms up and overhead. Take another breath in where you stretch your body out as long as possible. And as you exhale, maybe draw your knees into your chest. Keep your eyes closed if you can. You're more than welcome to do this any way that feels right for you. But let's rock up to a seated shape. Close the eyes, sit up tall, bring your hands to rest, maybe once again onto your heart, maybe onto your thighs. And just remind yourself that you are worthy of love and compassion. Your body is a beautiful and strong piece of you. Light in me bows to the light within you. Namaste.